Welcome in. Oh. It was. Same. Go for it. You take the floor.
To my co-host.
That'll be me. I am Adam. Welcome to my room. This is my bedroom. A humble abode where I've kind of turned half my room into my streaming area. Got my anime wall. The little piece of me, or a big piece of me, I suppose you would say. And welcome. Here we are. Going on, Wolfie? How you doing, man? Welcome in.
Incredible. Man, you've done that a couple of times.
Me? No, never.
Like you said hi to people in chat.
Oh,
and like
absolutely. Yes.
Had your handful of audience members.
I've had a little bit of practice, I suppose.
It's pretty good.
Not too bad.
Pretty good. That was very like, this is my second time on the Jay Leno show. Walk out, not nervous at anybody, wave hi at thousands of people, go and shake hands with famous people, sit down and have a normal conversation.
Exactly. Just another day.
Well, good. This will be the inaugural, I guess for lack of a better term, podcast episode. Largely, I guess, produced by me, broadcasted by you, kind of broadcasted by me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to mention a couple of creators right off the bat, and go into like my first really cliche segment of the show. First off, the segment's called My New Favorite Thing on the Internet, and it is pixel art. Specifically, like 80s retro pixel art. I had no idea there was the crazy stuff that there is. So let me give you a little taste of it first, and then I'll go through some of the creators that I found so I can cite my sources here.
All right.
I want to give credit where credit's due.
Of course.
And we can enjoy this together.
Let's do it.
Hide our faces for just a second.
Yep.
So this is technically pixel art. I think the artist is named Embosco. It's credited there at the bottom of his image. This is called what I call 24/7 fuel station. Not even my favorite. What do you think about this? You like this?
Is it the current background?
Yeah.
Like the gas station, this is it?
Yeah. It's pixel art.
Oh, I didn't know this was pixel art.
Right?
What?
That's because it's a 1080 HD pixel art.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay. We're just dipping toes in the water here. Check this out.
I had no idea this was pixel art. What?
All right. So this is like what people would generally consider like animated pixel art. Like that.
Yep.
Like super retro, like Nintendo. Like, believe it or not, this is 1080 HD, with just larger versions of the same style, like larger pixel. Sort of like using a big paintbrush instead of a small one.
Yep.
All right. So that's really cool. I think the title of this one was Eternal Game. Just two dudes in like post-apocalyptic Japan where the apartment complex is a fish tank.
It's pretty cool.
So
pretty cool.
Then we have Noodle Stand. Another good one. I'm gonna go through the next couple. We'll end on my favorite. This is Noodle Stand. This is the Drive Cityscape that we started with here.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of a brushed,
Okay.
animated pixel art. And then my personal favorite is the Mario Radio and Chill.
Oh yeah, I like this one. Yep.
Okay.
It's pretty great.
So the last four, not the cityscape or the fuel station, I don't think, but the others were all done by the same guy's name. It's called I think it's Pixel Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I found thank you, Pixel Jeff, because that's incredible. I'm gonna put our faces on here now because we're too good looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pixel Jeff has a section. I think the website's called Art Station. So go check out Pixel Jeff. Pixel Jeff, if you don't want me to show your shit on my stream, just send me an email. And good luck finding it. Anyway, it's really cool stuff I found. So that's what I'm going to start off with. The last to segue into the next thing, the background here, this Mario background, was one of my favorites. One of his newer ones, I think he did, and it was commissioned by a website called X Team. It's like a group of developers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these developers also have a sub portion of their website. Hold on, I'm echoing in my own ear. I have monitoring on. That's what's going on.
I had that when I first started streaming. I had that on for just like the longest time, and I could never figure out how to turn it off. And I finally did. And I was like, "Wow, this is so much better."
I got super lucky early on in my entertainment life, having performed with some bands and stuff to figure out what monitoring was. I'm really lucky that I figured that out.
Yep. Yeah, that was good.
One of my favorite parts about the mic that I use, the AT2020.
Yep.
Is I can switch it to the audio coming straight from the mic and from the computer too. Incredible the way technology has
evolved. Technology is amazing.
So have you what is your newest what's your favorite thing on the internet? Your new favorite thing?
My new favorite thing on the internet? What
have you ran across that's just I like that way more than I thought I would?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
It is a good question. It makes me an incredible interviewer.
It's what's funny enough is someone that is on the computer all the time.
Yeah.
I actually rarely browse the internet itself. I have YouTube, Twitch,
right,
my emails, and that's pretty much it. Besides when I'm working on a website for my mom, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, I use Google. Google's the best thing for me. It's helped me through everything.
I mean, they basically run the internet.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And Amazon. Can't forget Amazon. I'm always on Amazon ordering things. So,
you buy lots of stuff from Amazon?
Oh, yeah, because I have Prime, so I can.
Too much.
I just I buy it here within a couple days.
Where you buy groceries from Amazon?
Yes, through Whole Foods. Yep, Whole Foods delivers it to us, so I can order it. I order it.
I think we lost him.
45 minutes later, it's at my door. It's great.
That's incredible.
Sometimes 45 minutes. Majority of the time, it's a couple hours, but
that's why it's there.
Exactly.
That's why it's there. It's for the convenience.
Yes.
And it's also why Jeff Bezos is the richest man on the planet.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's why.
Oh yeah.
So
that's actually, I guess that's the newest thing for me, because I only found that out a month ago that I could order Whole Foods on Amazon and have it delivered same day at my house.
it's a transcendent experience. Now, believe it or not, I was watching. My girl is really into like cooking shows, like Food Network stuff like that, right? Which sort of veered our way into paying for Discovery Plus, the as a video platform rather than like Netflix or Hulu.
Yep.
So Discovery Plus is a thing, and I watch like weird, pseudo alpha male shows like Gold Rush.
Oh yeah.
Right. I watch that stuff, and she'll watch the cooking shows. She'll watch Chopped and stuff like that. And there's
Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah,
That's my favorite one. Kitchen Nightmares.
Well, Gordon Ramsay is inherently entertaining.
Oh, he is.
Just by birth. That's in his genes. So he just got lucky and could cook.
Yep. Pretty much. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. He was born an entertainer and happened to be a cook. So, there's a show on there, like that was made in like the mid '90s, talking about all kinds of like what the new, like it's sort of like how it's made. Is that?
I think so.
How it's made. That always sucks you in, like shows you how they, form a tin can and then fill it with soda.
Yep. How it's made. Yep.
Okay. So how it's made. It's like how it's made. It has a super kitschy host guy, and it goes through like 3 or 4 different things in sort of like a theme. Like they'll do like a candy or a holiday themed episode where the first segment is the candy cane, and the second part of that segment is like the mints they leave on pillows at hotels, like the company that does that. And then they'll end with some chocolate company that sells ungodly amounts of stuff, right? Like that's the kind of show it is. But it was made in the 90s, and like to see what that dude was excited about, like it was kind of funny to see how far we've come in like that, even in that industry. It's kind of cool to go back and watch those shows from the 90s.
It is, yeah. It's just to see how far we've actually gone. Like you don't think about it, especially when you're like young. You don't think about where we've come from. It's there. Like that's it. It's just there, and then you just assume, oh, it's always been there. Well, it hasn't. We didn't always have the internet. We didn't always have, cell phones where we can watch everything. We didn't have that. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have Twitch, YouTube. Exactly. Like, we didn't have that. And now we do. Yeah, going back and be able to like see where we came from.
It's part of everybody's life now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's one of like. It's kind of dumb, but it's dumb because it's stupid true.
Yeah.
The meme thing of like, there are now adults drinking alcohol that weren't born in the 90s.
Even 2000 flat. It's crazy.
What is it? Yeah, 2000 flat. They had no idea. People are adults now that didn't, go through what was the Y2K. When that all melted down and was immediately celebrated by Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I love the Backstreet Boys. Oh, so good. NSYNC.
Hell yeah. Okay, so, which brings me to my second point that I have written down. I'm just not going to show you. Backstreet Boys are NSYNC. You have to say it out loud.
You're making me choose between the two? Oh, Backstreet Boys are NSYNC.
You can say somebody else, but you cannot choose both.
I would have to go with Backstreet Boys. I love it. I love NSYNC, but Backstreet Boys just hits different for me.
Like, NSYNC's a big deal. NSYNC's a big deal, and they are equally, if not more of a big deal, because they left a longer lasting imprint, having gave us the beautiful human that is Justin Timberlake.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay? So they're always going to be there. But Backstreet Boys gave us better music.
Facts. Yeah, no, that's true. It's so funny. I think now I'm like, I guarantee
better entertainment.
Guarantee you ask it.
NSYNC had better people.
Oh yeah.
Backstreet Boys had better music and production.
Yep. Like if you ask teenagers now, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, they're like, who?
Yeah.
Who? And it hurts me. I'm like, like asking someone, it's like, do you know Elvis Presley? And they're like, no. Who's that? Is that a food?
Yeah, who's that?
Like, oh no.
Yeah, like, I mean, we're roughly the same age, I guess, right?
Close.
Close. Okay, we're within a couple of years.
Yep.
For our internet anonymity, I guess we're somewhere between 20 and 40.
Exactly. Yep. That's for you guys, for the viewers. You guys decide where we are.
Yeah. Go ahead and leave it, I guess, in the comments. I guess.
How old are we?
Yeah. I guess the most recent version of the Backstreet Boys that I remember seeing was like the end credits of that Seth Rogen movie. This Is the End.
Oh,
I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Like it has its own music video, which is kind of awesome, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Like just the end credits of that song, Everybody.
Oh, so good.
Pretty sure. So good. And
What's up, Josh? Welcome in.
They're all dressed all white, like they're all in heaven. Spoilers, by the way. They're all in heaven or whatever, and it looks like the cover art for the Millennium album.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you know I was a 90s kid, right there, that I can cite those things right there by themselves. I bet you, now that I know you're a Backstreet Boys guy, we're fangirling right now, by the way. I didn't mean for this to happen.
Maybe a little bit.
I bet you cannot name a single NSYNC album.
To be honest with you, I can't name a single NSYNC or Backstreet Boys album.
I can only name one.
I can't name. I don't remember the albums. I don't remember half the albums of any music that I even listen to this day.
I generally can only remember like one or two. My forte is like 80s rock, or older than that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s rock. That's where my niche in music lies.
No Strings Attached. Celebrity.
No Strings Attached. No Strings Attached is the one for NSYNC that I remember, and Millennium was the one for Backstreet Boys that I remember.
Millennium, okay.
I had both of those. I had the Millennium album, and my sister had the No Strings Attached album.
I'm being called uncultured because I do not know the album names. I don't remember any album names of any like band that I listen to. Even AC/DC that I listen to nonstop. I know all their songs. I've like memorized all the songs. I love AC/DC, but I can't really name all of their albums. I don't think with like I mean Back in Black, I mean obviously, but then you Thunderstruck.
I mean,
but
you knew that.
Yeah, those are the two biggest songs of them. But I don't know. I never pay attention to album names anymore. I look at the picture of an album and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that album. Just the picture though, or a song in it.
Yeah, the album art is generally what people remember the most.
Yeah.
I think most recently, the one that I was like, now we've officially run out of things to do or market. You know the group Blackpink, right?
Mm-hmm. I've never heard of them. I don't know.
So Blackpink is a South Korean like all girl group.
Okay.
The name of their album was called The Album.
It was called The Album?
It's called The Album. The Album.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think they're out of ideas, guys.
I think so. I think they've... That's it. I think it's game over for them.
Yeah. It definitely is. Confirmed.
I wonder if the next album is going to be called The Next Album.
It might be.
Or another album.
But we'll have to wait and see. If you were to write, if you were to have an album right now, what would the title of your first album be?
The title of my first album. Ooh.
The piano concerto that is going to be your album.
Mine would be called What's Going On.
What's going on?
What's going on, or Are You Okay? I feel like that's what mine would be.
I like that. It's a very like Alien Ant Farm,
Right?
sort of like album title, or maybe like a Rage Against the Machine. Like, what's going on? Huh?
What about you?
Guys?
What would yours be? What would yours be?
I'm Tired is the name of that album.
That's a great one.
Twisted's first like vinyl release.
I'm tired.
Album titled I'm Tired.
I'm tired. I'm sore. That's another one. I'm sore.
Sore.
Or I hurt.
The second one. That's the sequel to I'm Tired.
I'm tired.
I'm Tired, followed by I'm Sore, followed by I'm Hurt, followed by I'm Dying. I'm Dying.
Josh's would be Pink Whistles.
Gosh.
Why pink?
Whistles?
Why Pink Whistle? What? Pink Whistles?
Well, hold on. That's not terrible marketing. Pink Whistle. It makes you think. You know, if you spend longer than 2 or 3 seconds, like thinking about what the title is, they won by getting you to pick it up and look at it and think about it for a second.
Be like, huh?
That's good marketing there, Corp. I'm thinking.
Pink Whistles, like.
I don't know what. You've got to have at least a minor bit of knowledge in marketing, business, stuff like that. And like you took some business classes, right, in school, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you do? Like how would you get somebody to pick up your album off the shelf?
Oh. I mean,
right?
I feel like
do something like crazy, kooky, like weird promotion thing, like Cardboard Danny DeVito holding your book, like this is the one.
No, I
Weird
don't think
marketing.
I would do that. No, honestly, for me, I'd probably keep it like as simplistic as possible. And like specifically for like the cover, like album cover or whatever kind of cover like that, I would just have like some really like. I don't know if I would do like very like out there art that just pops with like a lot of color, or if I would do the exact opposite.
Right.
Where it's a little more plain but it's like, it's simple,
like,
but there's something that pops.
That clean, simple look is super appealing, and it's kind of trendy.
Yeah,
right now.
I feel like something like that.
You know,
that's what I'll do.
I think we were talking just a minute ago about it, about Harris Heller, right?
Yep.
That's his that's his bean, man.
Mm-hmm.
That clean look, he loves that. I think that's one of his most said words in every video.
Clean.
Man, that's clean.
Yeah,
that's clean.
Josh's first song of his album would be called Trombone.
Trombone. I can see where we're going here.
I think so.
And this is, I don't know, one of us has to be marked as 18 plus stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
White is, yeah.
Well, we're all adults here.
We are.
At least that survived the reference. Thank you for your input, Joshy.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh man. So what? I mean, you're streaming. You're streaming now.
The second song would be called Meat.
No, that's an acronym.
M.E. Yeah, the acronym Meat. What's the acronym stand for, Josh?
And is it a vinyl or is it CD? I'm not buying a vinyl that has a song called Meat on it.
Meatloaf.
Okay. Yeah, I lost that one. I have that. I have that.
Men eat ass together.
I have that album over there.
Is that really what you? That's the name of the song. That's the second song. I mean,
so he's either actually serious about that, or he's tired enough to have just started typing this in your chat.
I think I'm going with the serious part. I mean, honestly, for me personally, yes. If I saw a song called that, I'm listening to it. I am listening to. I'm like, all right, this is either gonna be really funny or it's gonna be unexpectedly like amazing. I feel like that's normally how those kind of songs go, right? It's either just funny and terrible, or
hold on. What is your base frame of reference for weird song titles that turn out to be actually good? Like, what makes that true?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Off of like TikTok,
would,
Weird Al. Weird Al. Exactly. Yeah, Weird Al. That's a good one, Josh. Weird Al.
That doesn't equate to. I don't know. I'll let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. But the only thing that I could think of is like that super, like deathcore.
I think of John LaJoie. I don't know if anyone. I think Josh has. I don't know if you.
Isn't that just a Weird Al ripoff?
John LaJoie. He is a guy on YouTube. He makes all kinds of videos, and he started doing.
Wait, you're talking about the dude with like the pink shorts?
And like he has like a pink. I think it's like a pink button up, and then he has like short like jean shorts. Yeah. He has long hair, and he has a song. It's the "Show Me Your,"
Show me your genitals.
What?
We can say genitals on the internet.
Yeah, we can't say that. I don't know why I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't know why.
Why are we censoring genitals? Yeah. That's the proper way.
It reminds me of his songs, and his songs, they're terrible, but they're very catchy.
Exactly.
And
I think that's the one, because when that came out, that video, that specific one, it came out, got super popular, and the next day, and what was it? Had to have been like six. I was in like sixth grade.
I think it was like 2009, 2008. Was it earlier than that? The Lonely Island. True, Lonely Island.
Lonely Island's good, but Lonely Island doesn't count because they have Justin Timberlake as their leader.
They do have Justin Timberlake. Yeah. And they had T-Pain.
True. Actually, they had everybody. I'm gonna let that slide because they're the king of all the other parodies.
They really are. And Lonely Island is.
They're right there holding hands with Weird Al.
I'm on a boat.
That's right.
Oh man, good old times.
That's classic. That's classic. Like that. There's I was doing research for our little podcast here, our Streamcast. Mm-hmm. I'm going to rebrand it to Chillcast and see how that goes.
Chillcast.
I was doing some research here, trying to figure out like what's the little things, right?
Yeah.
Like what's the little things that make other casts, miscellaneous casts, successful?
Mm-hmm. Right? That's very true, Josh. That's very true.
And you're right, Josh. I'm reading his chat now. I opened up your chat because I don't have any visitors.
I have both apps open on my gaming monitor. I have both of those open, and then streaming. They have one's Discord with chat.
I don't. I have no idea. I would bet money that. Okay, I'm gonna lose my train of thought. I think it's like 11:15.
I feel that completely.
Like this is regular hours for me,
mm-hmm.
but at the same time,
this is my normal hour. Like normally, like 11, I'm set. I'm wide awake. I'm fired. Like all of that. The past like 4 days, I've been passed out like 7, 8 p.m. I don't know why. I'll wake up at 3, 4 in the morning, wide awake, and I'm just like, oh, this sucks. I'm like, I want to go back to being like falling asleep at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Cause like everyone I play games with, they're usually on like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Like that's when we play. And I'm just like, up and out.
People our age, work during the day.
Yeah, and yeah, that
Or at
too.
least have some sort of important something to do during the day. I'll leave it calling it work. All right,
Yep.
there's my pop out of my own chat. I'm gonna set that right here so I can watch it be slightly empty for the rest of the stream.
I remember doing that for 6 months, empty. I know that feeling.
Actually, all right, I'm gonna wrap up my idea before I go on to that.
Yep.
Then we're gonna talk about where you started streaming. I was doing research on what makes other podcasts popular. Like, where do they start? Like, what are the people who make that say made them popular? What do they think? I listened to some really bad top 10 ways to bring viewers to your podcast, videos, right?
Podcast for dummies.
Right. So, and I mean, even bad advice is some good advice to a certain degree when it comes to that sort of thing, because you can tell that it's bad advice when it happens, or the video's 10 years ago and you know that it's different now. So you just kind of keep those things turning while then you go and make your thing, right? So while I was doing research on it, over the past 24 hours, I realized that there is no one thing. There's no golden rule, but the most common thing that I found was just that. What Josh said is, if the content can be terrible, bad content can be terrible, bad quality, maybe the audio's off, production's not so good.
Yep.
But if the people are funny, if they're entertaining, even if the script is bad, the back end is bad, the people who hired them are bad, if the people are good, if the cast is good, people will show up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think a good example of that was Between Two Ferns.
So it's so great.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's terrible, and that makes it good.
The funniest parts are the bloopers. Those are the best parts of that whole entire thing, are those bloopers. Because
my personal favorite two Ferns things is when they flip it on him, when they flip it on Zach.
I think I see that.
Sure Jennifer Lawrence made a mom joke, and I think he blacked out or something, whited out.
Yep.
Yes, that's what I live for. I love that.
I love that. Yeah, that's great. I love that show.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm shooting for bad quality so that we can be bad and be good because we're bad.
Yeah.
I don't think you can achieve that naturally. But it's really just sort of like a go and do it. Everybody has does the scientific method. You gotta go, write the experiment down, perform the experiment,
Yep.
record the results, right? It's a field test. Well, this, to me, is just a feel test. Check it out. See how it goes. See how the conversation goes. I feel like the format's all right. My webcam frames don't match the background, but I got the picture in there, right?
Exactly.
The hardest part was figuring out how the audio was going to work. So
it's better than most. That's the first time too, so still figuring it out.
That's true. And I have not streamed a damn thing in 3 months, something like that.
Oh,
it's been a while.
Oh yeah,
it's been a while.
And when you take that break, it takes a minute to kind of cycle back into it, figure everything out again.
Yeah,
I feel like you kind of have to start from scratch. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I had to figure out what was going on. I moved my setup from another room too, and some changes at work and life and stuff like that.
Yep.
We took a break recently.
Yeah, I did.
Let's talk about. I wanted to ask you, what was it like when you were sitting in my chair? Right, you just started, got an empty chat, heart full of hopes. and probably a lot more money than you do right now. What was it like? And what did you do to push through that 6 months? Because after you say this, I'm gonna plant the seed on how we met.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So walk me through it. Where'd you start? What made you do it?
So I started right when COVID happened. So when COVID happened, I lost both jobs that I had, which was I was working at a winery, which is the one I'm actually currently working at now again. And I was working at a doggy daycare. And when COVID hit, they kind of, on both jobs, they took everyone off and said, we'll contact you if things get better, whatnot. Weeks went by, nothing. A month went by, nothing. And then, I got one of them. They're like, oh, you can come work again, but you can work 1 day a week for 3 hours. 1 day a week for 3 hours. And I'm like,
okay,
I'm not doing that. I have bills. I can't do that. And if I do that, right. I couldn't, I was on unemployment at the time. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do that. And I was like, I ended up going to Josh's house because I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was kind of panicking, and I go to him for pretty much like for a lot of things. I always go to him, since he's like pretty much like a brother to me. And he started streaming. He was streaming for a little bit. And I've always loved video games. I was always big into it. I didn't have a PC at the time. I was only console. I was like, oh, PC's trash, blah, blah, blah. And he convinced me. He was like, hey, why don't you try streaming? I'm like, I've never heard of Twitch before. Someone who games his whole life, I'd never heard of Twitch until beginning of last year. I was like around end of like mid-March and March of last year. And so went out, bought a computer and started streaming at his place and, built a desk at his house. I was staying with him for 6-7 months, something like that. I think something around that amount of time, but he's the one that got me into it. And for me, I think it was about the first 3 months. I would say 2-3 months was 3 viewers, which was him. He had me tagged and he was watching it, and it was his wife as well, but empty chat because he's streaming as well. And I will say those 3 months were the most mentally draining and depressing months that I think I had, because I'm like, okay, the first month I was fine because I understood it, but when a couple months went by and it's still nothing, I don't see any growth, I don't see anything, I'm like, why doesn't you
think, like, is it me?
Exactly. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why? And I'm like, I was putting content out, I was streaming for long hours. I felt like I had decent, my quality was good, trying to be unique.
Common things that people do when that goes on.
Exactly. And, and that's kind of, after that, I started figuring out, thankfully with him, he helped me out with almost all of it. He always just keep pushing through. There's 21, there's like what, 20 plus million people trying to stream, trying to become a streamer. And it's a very small percentage end up making it. But the ones that make it are ones who've been sticking through for years and years and years. It doesn't happen. Some people, yes, it'll happen within a couple months. They get lucky, a video pops off, boom, now they're famous. Now they're good. That does happen, but it's very rare. It's not a common thing. And people always see that, but it's a complete misconception. It's not reality. It really is not. It's a lot of work. It's very frustrating mentally. It's very tiring, and it can definitely get your mental psyche down completely. And that happened to me a few times where I quit for a couple weeks or a month because mentally I was gone. And then I started back up. I'm like, no, just keep doing it. Don't give up. Keep doing it. Don't give up. And then I ended up taking a big break because I was looking at streaming as a job. I was like, I need a job. I need subs. I need people to donate, all of that, gifts, all those different things. So I'm like, I need
kind of just going in expecting there to be a return.
Exactly. And I wasn't getting what I liked. I was getting more than I actually thought I would get, but I still wasn't getting what I thought I should, or I would, after all the time and effort. And so I completely stopped for 2 months, I would say. I think it was like 2 months. And before I came back, I realized, you know what? I'm going to stream to stream, just to have fun. I'm not going to worry about it as a job. I'm just going to do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to the people. I enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy my mods, and I enjoy the games. And, if people want to come watch, stop it, go for it. If not, perfectly fine. And ever since then, I changed my mindset of just being happy and not worrying about what if I'm going to make it big or if I'm going to make enough money, whatever. I took that completely out. Oh, streaming has been so much easier. It's been so much better. Just doing it for fun and not doing it for like a job or wanting to blow up, just enjoying it. And that's made the biggest difference for me.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, I can't say that I knew that when I started doing anything like this. I didn't have the insider knowledge of just like being okay with whatever happens, right? Because I still have expectations.
Oh yeah.
I still have like maybe not expectations is the wrong word. I have goals that I want to achieve with it. Now if super badass things like, affiliate partner level, stuff and whatever happens after that happens, that's awesome. That's super good. But I do want to at least get it to somebody, right? Like I could make $0 from this specifically from streaming, and I would be just fine with that because that's not my ultimate goal. I just want to entertain. Yeah. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
That person. I want to be creative in that aspect of my life because I'm passionate about that since I was 5 years old. But unfortunately, the odds are about the same. The odds you're going to be a big actor or sell a bunch of records are about the same as being a full-time professional streamer and doing really well.
Oh yeah,
being millionaires like Tim the Tatman, Summit, or Ninja.
Exactly. Yeah,
like that. Like those that tier of broadcaster. Some of those guys, to be fair, did have an edge when it came to getting popular and staying popular by being one of the first on the platform. When it was just in TV, right? They had a little bit of an edge. I'm not saying it was the deciding factor because there's a lot of people that were there that didn't make it and had just as good opportunities.
So apparently streaming has a lower percentage than those other ones.
I guess that makes sense.
I feel like that would definitely make sense because of COVID
to open the door. To open the door, there's a much lower bar of entry to streaming, so there's a lot more people doing that.
Yeah, a lot more. And then when you also had when COVID happened, a lot of people got stuck at home and had to try to figure out a new way.
Right. And a lot of people sat down at the computer like, what can I do with this?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. So, I mean, but I have no idea where this could go or that could go. What I want to do is to put all of my creative juices in a direction and do my best at it.
Yeah.
And with the free time that I have outside of working and family, and try and like make a push for it. Give it a shot. Give it the try that I feel it is worth it to chase it. And if it doesn't work very quickly or in a time that's feasible for me to support my family and myself, I'll just come back and revisit it when I'm old enough or get prettier, because men get better looking as we age.
Exactly, we get better looking as we age.
I just want to set that in stone here on the Chillcast.
70 million different accounts streamed in 2020.
70 million different accounts.
Yep.
Are they counting like manufactured bot accounts? Or are they talking that broadcasted?
I think broadcasted.
Wow.
Like that went live. Yep.
That's
70.
Isn't that more than the population of LA and New York?
believe so.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow, dude. I didn't think of that. I could have guessed it was definitely in the upper echelon there, but not anywhere close
Yeah,
to
I knew it was like the 20, 30 millions at one point. And I mean, when I heard that statistic, the 20, 30 million, that was like early mid. I think that was like mid
million.
last year. Yeah, 70 million different accounts streamed in 2020. That's insane.
If that gets anywhere near 90 million, I think I'm going to have to pull back the reins on this podcast.
Less than 100,000 of those averaged over 3 viewers.
I don't feel so bad. I don't feel so bad about my empty chat room. Right?
Shit, I don't feel so bad anymore either.
But now I say that to say this. I haven't had, I think I've had a couple of people stop for maybe a few minutes, one at a time, over the entire time I've been messing around with streaming, broadcasting. And none of those interactions from me streaming is what made this happen.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of what makes it special is going out there and connecting with people even when you're not doing that. It's a little bit of networking, and I don't necessarily believe that is the key to success in any aspect of life, but it definitely doesn't hurt. And if you're good at that sort of social interaction, and I was pretty good at it because I was just a name and it's on a screen specifically. Like I have bursts of social anxiety, and some of them are bad, but
I get that as well.
Generally considered like accidentally really good at being friends with people, making friends.
Yep.
I don't know how that works. And my fiance who's sitting right behind me can testify to that.
Yeah.
I could freak out in Walmart, but make best friends with somebody as I walk out the door.
Yeah. I completely feel that.
So like that, none of those things, like actively doing something doesn't guarantee it. But you can put your energy and efforts in all kinds of directions and it work.
Oh yeah, definitely can.
So just saying, if you could take anything out of this, mumbled, stuttering, rant, if you take anything from it, just try to put it in as many directions as you can without exhausting yourself. Not just one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You wouldn't do yourself justice by only focusing all in on one thing.
No.
One aspect, like just streaming or just YouTube or just Twitter or just stand up at the comedy club. Like you gotta branch out a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta do a little bit of all of it.
There's a couple of people that do just that one thing, but I think all those areas, those positions have been filled. To be perfectly fair.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Not everybody gets to be a Jim Carrey. Not everybody gets to be a Robin Williams. Those shoes have been filled already.
Yeah, they definitely have.
The thing you can do is be you in as many directions as you can be.
Yep.
In my opinion.
I couldn't agree more.
So.
I couldn't agree more.
I think my stream crashed. Maybe.
No. It was lagging. It was lagging a little bit. I saw it, but it looks like it's fixed itself.
Okay. Good. I'm back up.
So if you hit over 10 viewers, you're in the 1% of the 1%.
Really?
1%
of the 1%.
That's crazy.
Over 10? Is that that line?
Over 10 viewers.
You've had what? I think viewer count is.
Oh, my average viewer. So my average viewer count now, that I've come back now. I think mine's around like 7, 8 is my average right now. I mean, recently I've had some pretty good streams where I've had raids of people with like 16, 17 viewers and stuff. So I think recently like my highest viewer count was low mid 20s recently. My highest overall, I think I got up to like 40 something was my highest overall in the whole entire time I streamed. Actually, no, it was more than that. It was 100 and I had one stream. I was 134 because I got rated by, or 136 or something like that. I got rated by Stan Man, who was, he's a growing streamer and he had like 100 something people. Yeah, Stan Man 34 was his name. Yeah.
A lot of people, it might just be my perspective because I obviously haven't experienced anything like that yet. I haven't been rated. There's no real reason for anybody to rate me right now.
Yeah.
But this is a big but. Big old butt.
We like big butts.
And I can't lie. Had to. The jokes write themselves.
Oh, they
do. So oh, I got lost on that joke. I got hung up. That's good. That's how you know it's working.
Oh yeah.
My perspective of like somebody going to raid somebody with their followers, their chatters. When that person decides to do that, I don't see it necessarily as like a gift to the guy they're raiding. I feel like it's just sort of like introducing someone to somebody else.
It is.
Right?
I feel like
just like, hey, here's my group of friends. I bet they'd like your group of friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
definitely feel like raiding sometimes. I wouldn't say dangerous, but
like ambassadors of groups of people.
I feel like sometimes you have to pick. I guess I feel like it depends on the streamer themselves and their community. I feel like sometimes when you're raiding someone, you kind of have to pick certain people that kind of fit your community in a way. Because if you raid the wrong person, that's just, they seem cool and everything at first, and then they're just terrible. That kind of reflects, maybe sometimes it can reflect poorly on you. It depends on how your community is. Especially, let's say someone raided you, and then you're going to go raid someone else. You're like, oh, this guy seems pretty cool, blah, blah. So you raid them. So those people that just came from another raid to yours, and now you're going to this other one. So like, why is this person raiding them? They're terrible. They're not going to follow you anymore.
And we could go down that rabbit hole a lot. But there's a lot of like really small like social networking, like IRL and meta human weirdness there. That it's like micro emotion type behavior.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have a degree in any of those subjects.
Do I?
But you're right, that stuff exists. And there are little things like one community attempting to communicate or being dropped into another community can stir the pot a whole bunch, or it could work out really well.
Oh yeah. Either or.
That's sort of a possible point. So now that brings me to the next point is I got randomly dropped into what ultimately ended up being our first interaction with each other on the internet. We've never met in real life.
Nope.
But we've had quite a few conversations since we had our first conversation. Do you remember when that was?
Our very first one? Was it during the... I think it was. I think it was during the when we were going for the world record stream, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It was for the Guinness record.
163 hours and 2 minutes or something.
I think I saw a TikTok. I'm almost sure. I think I saw one of yours or no, I think it was one of yours. No, it was one of Corpy's TikToks. And I dropped in, and I think it was probably 45 minutes, maybe a little over an hour or something like that into the attempt. Like you just got it started.
Yep.
And you guys were playing Warzone and going hard. And it started to pop off there for a while.
It did.
I was just like, man, these guys don't have any viewers. They're going for a world record attempt. That's an incredible feat. Like, world record, the two words, world record, is sort of like an astonishing thing by itself.
It is.
But to do that kind of one was like, there's no way. there's no way. I gotta see. I gotta check it out. I was curious, so I went and dropped into old Corpse chat room there, in his stream, and everybody was super nice. Seemed like a regular dude. It seemed like a lot of stuff that I liked.
Yep.
Started chatting with everybody. It's where I think I met Cookie not too long after I dropped in. He dropped in. However, I'm pretty sure the Discord mod for Corpy.
Oh, Dino?
In like 20. Yeah, Dino. Dino dropped in 20 minutes or something like that right after I got there.
Yep. That's where we met. That's where we met a lot of our, like, the people that made, like, the one that made my Discord. So Dino was with Josh, and then I had Ellington. He was there too during that period of time. We had a lot of people, and a lot of the ones that were there during that period of time are still there now, in, you know, both of ours. And yeah, it was like, I don't know, I think it was like past the 20-hour mark is when it started picking up a bit, and then it was like 40 hours. It just doubled.
Steamrolling.
Oh yeah, it was.
That was incredible.
Yeah,
people were leaving your stream on the whole time.
Oh yeah, people would stay there for like 15 hours straight, talking for 15 hours.
I changed the settings on my phone to let it just be on, and with enough audio that I counted as a viewer, just to make sure that I was doing my part.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, people were all in on that.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really cool idea. Really
was
cool experience. It was cool for the community that showed up there.
Yeah, and as Josh said, we didn't give a fuck. We wanted it and we did it. And
yeah.
Oh yeah, and then after as Josh said, after the stream, Josh and I, dude, we just cried hard. We're just like, and I remember we said to each other, we are, no matter what, we are never doing, we're never fucking doing that again. Never. Nope. Never doing that. The next person, if you guys want to do 164 hours and you guys want to beat us by 30 seconds, do it. Props to you, because it sucked. It was rough.
That record was broken not too long after that.
About like a month. I think like a month after it was broken. I don't remember if it was broken by like a couple people.
A Chinese group of people.
Yeah.
A group of about 40 people or something like that.
Yeah, and that's
talking about, I think they were reviewing products or something like that.
Yeah.
So because they hold the record that you were shooting for, that you gunned.
And see, that's the difference is the amount of people. You know, we had him and I, and then his wife would step in occasionally as well.
Right.
For when both of us were just exhausted. And I think my longest shift that I did straight, I think mine was 21 hours. I think it was either 21 hours straight or like 18. It was somewhere in that vicinity, and we both did splits like that. But most of the time we would try to stick around 10, 15 hours max per person between him and I. That way we didn't feel like destroyed completely when we had to, go on our next shift. And then there were times where like I would get off and I would go on my computer and I'd start streaming on my computer for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I remember I did that. I think I did that 2 or 3 times in the whole thing. Do I want to do it again, Josh? No, fuck no.
Worried about that. I was worried, my dude. I was like, how are they both awake right now? They should not both be awake right now. Somebody go to sleep. But I didn't want to say that in chat. I was like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It was not the smart decision.
Like, where chat creates a class for you was my suggestion, I think, in a highlighted message randomly in the beginning of that. And I made something up for you. You were reluctant the first time I said that, but
oh yeah,
and then it's biting you in the butt later on, I think. But
it still does to this day.
You're welcome.
So, we hated ourselves the whole entire I think it was like,
what an incredible endeavor.
Oh, absolutely.
Still, to a lot of people, even though there's somebody else that holds that specific title. Dude, you guys have one of the 2 subgenres there, the group that streamed the longest with 80 bajillion people and the group that streamed 80 bajillion hours with 2. 2, yeah. 3 people, yeah, exactly. A lot, right? It's winning the World Series having just a pitcher and a catcher is what that means.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it should be
I think that
classified.
is
I think they
totally-
should be like split into different ones, like a 5.
Exactly.
Like I feel like it should be split.
World's longest stream with less than 4 participants.
Yeah,
World's longest stream with more than 5.
and it was during Josh's birthday. It was his birthday present was to stream for that long.
And I want you and Josh and Joshy's girl to know you still hold the record in Twisted's book. I want you to know that right now.
Nah, that's what matters.
I did not check off that box for nothing. So that's where our relationship and streamer communication started.
Yep.
All those days ago. And that's a really cool thing to have been a part of from the viewing standpoint and definitely the creation standpoint of it. Anyway, that's kind of who we are, I guess.
Yep.
Sort of like this is the stuff we talk about. This is the things that our mind drives the car on. Was there anything else you wanted to add before I start my final segment, my cliche talk show final segment?
Nothing that I can think of right now.
For me, you're gonna burn me to the ground here. Come on, my ears are on fire.
Oh shit! I got nothing right now. We can end that final segment. I'm actually kind of excited to hear what it is.
Well, we've been going for, I guess it's been a little over an hour now.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this is exactly an hour.
Yeah.
Because we were 15 minutes late.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a good place to start. Because I'm going to chop this up. I hope if there's a moment to spare it, and put it on the YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube would be the best place. Oh yeah.
And drop it everywhere else too, and see how it goes.
Yep.
Plant some seeds, you know.
Exactly.
My final segment. I don't have this written down. I had everything else written down. This is all scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have anything down. This is all improv. It's all improv. Now, what do you think the odds are of a successful podcast being more than an hour long? Long versions of podcasting. Like an example, like the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Pretty frequently, an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, sometimes more.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
what do you think the odds are that a long podcast is going to do better than a short one?
Honestly, I feel like the odds between the long and short, in my opinion, I think have the same amount of odds. But at the same time, I will disagree with that statement, and a different part of my brain will say a longer one actually could be better, because with the longer one, you can get, more deep and personal, as well as, go over all kinds of different topics. Or you have one topic and and then you dissect it in different ways and different views and different opinions and questions and all of that throughout it. And that can take time, because you can talk about the color red for 30 minutes easy, but you still have all these other colors to talk about. That's just one. And I feel like, and that's just one subject too, color, red, green,
You're right.
blue, all of that.
There's a lot of people that chop up and make those short videos now. Like that's the new trend, the TikTok 30-second, 60-second.
Yep.
YouTube did the thing.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts now.
What was the first one to ever do that was Snapchat, but they bumbled that ball. They could have been the champion there. They bumbled it. So.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, no, I feel like, for me personally, I feel like, short podcasts are, I think, always great, as well. But
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like when it's like, I wouldn't necessarily say this is like informative. I guess it's more, I don't know what kind of podcast. It's not. I want to say it's like an informative It's
How would you classify the genre of this podcast?
shit.
'Cause this is where I'm ending. This is the final topic. What is our genre?
What's the genre of this
the
podcast?
last hour's genre of this conversation? Yeah. You know,
I got no idea. I don't.
and that, my dude, that exact thought right there is why I think this was an incredibly good idea. I think we both had this idea. You had this idea long before I did. I just made you do it.
True. Yeah. I've always considered doing podcasts. I've always thought podcasts would be pretty cool to do.
And to be perfectly honest, this conversation had happened before. We were going to do something like this already. Until, we were reminded that this happened.
Yeah.
And I bumped you on the head not very long ago about it. So I spent the last 24 hours putting this format together. So that's how I know this is a good idea, is that neither one of us have any idea what genre this is.
Not at all.
Nobody really knows specifically whether a short one or a long one's going to be any better. But the fact that we just had a conversation for an hour and didn't realize it took us an hour to get here feels like that.
I think it's great.
That makes it feel good to me.
Oh yeah,
I had a good time doing it.
Same. And Josh says, "Psst, tell Dum Dum to turn off followers only."
To turn off followers only?
Yeah.
You better follow me then.
I will say that. I will also say that I guess it's true. Like for me, like, or even for Josh, like when we're looking at people like rating, when people have followers only on, a lot of the time we don't rate them because we don't want to force the people to follow, just in case they don't like them. And we have found sometimes it can reduce the chances of people following if it's only that.
Oh, I had it on follow, but instant talk. That's what it was. I guess I did that a long time ago.
I've had it on. I've had it on multiple times without realizing I've had it on, or I've had it on because I was like, oh, I only want people, if they want to, they can watch, and if they enjoy it, follow, and if they want to talk, they can follow too. It detours people weirdly enough. Yeah, it definitely can. It definitely can, which is kind of I find it weird, but I guess I can find it understandable at the same time. But
there we go. Cool. I fixed it. Thank you. I had no idea.
Bings.
Man, I can make the background look good, but that's about it, guys. I can talk. I like the sound of my own voice. I'm not gonna pretend I'm not sitting here just relishing in the ego that I'm on my own screen, not even yours. So, but I had a good time.
So did I. Yeah, that was good.
I had a good time talking to you. I have a good time hanging out in your chat. I have a good time hanging out in Josh's chat. Thanks for that, Joshy. Appreciate that. You're a good dude, and maybe next time we'll have an actual title of the stream. I'll see if I can grab some more music and cool backgrounds, find a new favorite thing in the internet.
Works for me. Sounds good. I always enjoy talking with you. It's always a good time in chat and on calls and all of that. It's always good. I appreciate you for pushing me too, and for balking me in the head to do shit.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
Exactly.
And who better than God Mod?
Yep. If it's not Josh, then it's you.
Josh is way better at it.
He bonks me in the head for different things.
He has a stupid advantage in being physically closer to you than I do.
Yeah, he does.
So
it's annoying. I mean, it's great. I love you. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you again to anybody who watched. Thank you for visiting. Thank you. I'm Twisted once again. Go follow me. Go follow him. Go follow DerangedLlamaz on Twitch. You can follow me on YouTube. There's nothing there yet, but there will be soon. And if you end up coming back to watch this particular video, and it is 2 years from when we made it, watch the newer stuff. And thank you for watching this one to get to that point. So, you guys have a good night. That's going to be it for me.
Appreciate everyone coming in. Thank you guys for paying attention, for listening, for taking the time out of your wonderful night, out of your day, depending on where you're from. And yeah, come
please come check us out. Come check YouTube out. You know, we're posting more. See, you know, where we started from. You know, the quality, the different backgrounds, all the way up to actual titles of each podcast. So I appreciate you guys. My name is DerangedLlamaz or Adam. Up to you, whatever you want to call me. Call me Llama if you want. And my good man over here is Twisted. You can follow him, TwistedBB, on Twitch. And, you know, we're going to have some YouTube videos out soon. And he's also one of my most amazing mods. So thank him for that. I appreciate him pushing me to do this. So it's been great. It's definitely been great. And we'll catch you guys hopefully in the next one.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Peace out.
On the stream. You want to hang out for a little bit?
I'm down.
Cool. Good night.